This is an introduction to the AFWI Indo-Pacific Wargame presented by Air Force ROTC Detachment 159. It consists of two teams, the United States and the People's Republic of China. This game will give cadets an opportunity to challenge their critical thinking and leadership skills. Each nation will be given specific cards that define how the game will be played and what the nations are capable of. The mission card describes what the objective of the teams will be. Both teams will be trying to earn more victory points than the other teams as defined by the mission card. The posture card displays how many squadrons and enabler cards you may have in that ATO cycle. Some posture cards may have other rules or bonuses you can use as well. The squadron cards show the aircrafts and other units available in the nation's arsenal. You may use any combination of squadrons as long as it doesn't exceed the amount allowed in the posture card. The enabler cards give the teams extra actions to hopefully gain an advantage on the other nation. These are examples of units that can be deployed on the board either through squadron cards or enabler cards. There are set campaigns that can be used that decide what mission and posture cards to use, as well as how many ATO cycles should be played. However, mission and posture cards can be assigned by the supervisor of the game. Once the mission and the posture cards are received, you will place the mission card face down and the posture card face up. ATO cycles are like rounds. Once both teams pass on their turns, the scores will be counted, new posture cards can be assigned, and you will play again with the same mission. The number of ATO cycles played is determined by the campaign or decided on before a campaign is started. This is the game board that will be used. The airbase holds the squadrons and undeployed aircrafts. It has 3 hit points of health that award 1 point each when damaged. The standoff is a location next to the airbase that one aircraft can be moved to or deployed in where it cannot be damaged, but it can still be acquired. Each band is numbered based on its view from each nation. This dictates the positions of the units and how far the units can move in the game. We will not be covering cyber, intel advantages, or the contingency location in this introduction. In this example, we will be using the standard posture. This means you must choose 6 enabler cards and 4 squadron cards. Place the squadron cards face down with the tokens on top of the cards in the airbase section of the map. To decide who gets to go first in an ATO cycle, you must roll for initiative. You have the option of discarding enabler cards to get a +1 boost to your roll per enabler card discarded. The team with the higher roll after boosts are added gets to start the game first. To start your turn, you have the option to play an enabler card. You then have the option to either deploy a squadron or move, acquire, and shoot with units already deployed on the board. You may only move once, acquire once, and shoot once in a turn, but you can do each action with different units in any order. There are regular single-use enabler cards that can be used at the start of your turn. The multiple-use enabler cards will be used at the start of your turn, but they can be used in the next ATO cycle as well. The response enabler cards can be used immediately in response to an action by the other team. In this example, a ship is deployed at the start of the turn using a single-use enabler card. After using an enabler card, a squadron is being deployed. Follow the directions on the card to make sure the units are being deployed in the right location. You also have the option of deploying one unit into the standoff location. The squadron card that was just deployed will remain face up in the airbase section. Each unit will have different ranges for how they can be moved. The J-20 in this example has a move range of 2, so it can be moved 2 bands forward in this turn. When acquiring, you must pick which unit you are going to acquire and which unit you are going to acquire with. Some units will have different ranges or bonuses that will be applied when trying to acquire. You must have a roll meeting or exceeding the requirement depicted on the back of the units after applying the bonuses to successfully acquire them. In order for a unit to be attacked, it must be acquired and visible on the board first. When attacking, you also must pick which unit you are going to attack and which unit you are going to attack with. Units will again have different ranges and bonuses that must be applied. You will then roll to see if your attack is successful. An attack is successful if the number on the unit's card or a higher number is rolled. After attempting an attack, that unit's air-to-air or air-to-ground missile will be Winchester, meaning the missile is used unless a 4 is rolled. If a 4 is rolled, then the unit will not go Winchester. Once a unit has gone completely Winchester and has no more missiles, the unit will be returned to the squadron card at the start of the next turn. The unit then can be redeployed after the next turn. Units can attack the airbase for victory points or attack the squadron cards with air-to-ground missiles. The squadron's health is shown with the 2 red boxes on the card. Once the squadron is destroyed, all Winchestered units will no longer be able to be redeployed. Also, other bombing units may have an explosion symbol behind the number needed to hit. This means you will roll a dice twice. The first roll determines if you will hit the target. The second roll determines how much damage is done by the attack. If a unit has an MD on it, then it has missile defense capabilities. When an attack is attempted through the band that the unit with missile defense capabilities is in, the unit may use one of the air missiles and force the opposing team to roll at a disadvantage to see if they hit for damage. When rolling at a disadvantage, you will roll 2 die and take the lower roll. If you are rolling at an advantage, you will do the same but take the higher roll. After both teams have passed on the last ATO cycle, the game will conclude. You then will count the points based on the mission cards given at the beginning of the game. The winner will be the team with the most points. Thank you for watching this short introduction to AFWI Indo-Pacific Wargame presented by Air Force ROTC Detachment 159. I hope this was helpful, and remember to check the official player guide for any questions not directly answered in this video.